Upon assuming responsibility for her late parents' farm, Amelia's initial impression was one of a grave misjudgment. Nevertheless, a remarkable discovery atop her usually fractious course prompted her to wholeheartedly dedicate herself to the farm. Consequently, she not only gave it her all but also accomplished an astonishing achievement that surpassed all expectations. Amelia Davis, once a promising young equestrian with multiple local competition wins, distanced herself from the farm following her mother's premature passing, never again mounting a horse. Despite her father's attempts to rekindle her passion, he couldn't succeed. Amelia transitioned into a powerful attorney, leaving her farming days behind for an urban life in Oklahoma City. Life, however, had different intentions. Amidst her ascent to becoming a sought-after state attorney, her ailing father urgently summoned her help while undergoing cancer treatment, extending his time by mere months. The costly treatment left Amelia with scarce moments to bid farewell, yet she would have paid any cost for more time. Inheriting the 200-acre property after his demise sparked a transformative decision. Driven by nostalgia, guilt, and coping, Amelia abandoned her corporate career, embracing the farm to honor her father's memory and ensure its continuity. However, the enormity of the tasks she'd undertaken didn't immediately dawn on her. The farm housed nearly a dozen animals ranging from cattle and chickens to goats and pigs. Amidst these, Amelia held a distinct affection for the horses, particularly one that carried sentimental significance. Her mother had taken her on a horse ride months before her passing, etching a precious memory. Remarkably, upon Amelia's return to the property, she found the offspring of that very horse, named Leo, residing there. Yet Leo's reception was far from warm. Unlike his gentle mother, Leo embodied a fiery temperament that quickly dampened Amelia's farm enthusiasm. In contrast to his mother, Leo exuded a rebellious energy, rendering him resistant to commands. His obstinate nature proved a challenge to Amelia's resolve. Leo's disposition intensified daily, morphing into a mix of moodiness and unpredictability, as he adamantly refused to exit his stable. Amelia persistently endeavored to coax him out, met with stubborn resistance, hoofs kicking and defiant neighs. Much like his namesake boxing champion, Leo remained resolute in evading taming. She began to feel nervous going into the barn each day, unsure of what she would encounter. Serious doubts about her decision loomed in Amelia's mind. Maybe she just wasn't made for this life, and she should return to being an attorney. After all her friends from the city thought she was crazy. Why on earth had she moved all the way to the countryside and taken on such an enormous task? If she couldn't even get a horse out of the stable, what chance did she have of handling the whole farm? She was slowly spiraling into a state of depression. But one day, she managed to find a way to smile again, and surprisingly, it was all thanks to Leo. One morning, when she went to open up the barn, she found the mighty horse in a compromising position that stole a giggle from her. A small chicken named Chickpea was perched on the roof of Leo's head. It almost looked like a makeshift hat. The black feathers of the horse contrasted with her light brown feathers. The sight was particularly amusing because of Leo's fiery personality, but he didn't appear to be too bothered by Chickpea. Despite towering over the small chicken, Leo was allowing it to seek shelter atop his head. The bird had curled into a ball, which made it look more like an accessory than another animal. Amelia was so entertained by it that she took a video and posted it on social media. It didn't take long for the footage to go viral. Most people couldn't believe what they were seeing. The video shows Leo wobbling his head from side to side, possibly in an attempt to get rid of Chickpea. But his effort is futile. Instead, Chickpea makes the first move, standing up and walking down the horse's back onto a railing and proceeding to cuddle with Leo. These two seemed to everyone like the closest of friends, and the sight of them was enough to ignite Amelia's passion for the farm. She was inspired by how the animals interacted with one another and felt lucky to be a part of it. If a small, defenseless thing like Chickpea had the courage to perch itself on top of such an ill-tempered horse, then she would find the courage to get close to him and tame him like her parents would have wanted. So, the following morning, Amelia spoke to Leo directly and firmly in a way that seemed to reassure him. Cautiously moving closer, she reached out, touching the arch of Leo's back, smoothly sliding her hand up and over his hams. His body was tightened and firm. She could feel that his muscles were tense as he stared off into the distance, reluctantly accepting his owner's advances. This was one of the first times that Leo had allowed Amelia to come so close to him. The two were sharing a moment of connection. Somehow, she got the feeling that they were both in the process of overcoming their barriers. Feeling a sense of trust beginning to grow between them, Amelia brushed him gently, untangling the fine, silky brown hairs of his mane. From then on, she would spend hours in the barn, finding more enjoyment than she had ever had on the farm before. With new enthusiasm, she was able to manage the farm much better. All the animals were kept healthy and well-fed, and the fences were regularly repaired. By the time her siblings visited, they were blown away by her transformation. Was this really their sister? She had swapped her suit pants for jeans and a handbag for a cowboy hat. But what Amelia was most proud of was her progress with Leo, who now actually enjoyed spending time with her. And one day, something truly unbelievable happened that brought tears to her eyes. Amelia had found the courage to mount an older horse on the farm and had just taken her on a spin when she spotted Leo eagerly watching them both. She dismounted the horse and took her back to the barn, surprised to find Leo hot on her heels. His hooves timidly kicked the ground. She could hardly believe what she was seeing. Did he really want her to take him out for a ride? Was he ready for this kind of intimacy? And most importantly, was she ready to ride a never-before-tamed horse? Summoning her courage, Amelia drew a deep breath, choosing to place her trust in a horse known for its sensitivity. Gently, she saddled Leo and mounted him, coaxing him out of the barn with a light tap of her heels against his flank. Leo, hesitant under her weight, found reassurance in her soothing words as they set off towards the field. In mere moments, Leo transformed into a galloping blur, rekindling a long-forgotten thrill within Amelia. She had accomplished the seemingly impossible, taming the untamable. A sense of her parents' presence seemed to envelop her, guiding her next steps. A profound realization struck her. Honoring their memory meant embarking on something more. Facing the town's horse-riding competition after a decade's hiatus, Amelia and Leo took the course. Trembling with determination, they lacked sufficient training and a rider-horse bond. Yet resolute, Amelia prepared to compete. Amidst her nervousness, a distant cheer reached her ears. A crowd waved posters featuring Leo with Chickpea perched atop, drawn by a video Amelia had shared. This surge of support fortified her against the weight of her past. Although victory eluded her that day, she understood she could regain her parents' pride. The farm held her heart's truest haven. With Leo as her steadfast companion, a newfound sense of belonging blossomed within her, promising a future where she'd again embody the person her parents cherished. What do you think of this story? Let us know in the comments section. Thank you.